Since Wichita Falls Athletic Club was built in 1980, we've always had a C-channel style power rack as a primary piece of equipment in the gym. I prefer a C-channel rack for several reasons. Primarily, the thing is just sturdy as hell. This is a piece of geology. It lasts forever. It cannot be destroyed. You buy it one time, and I realize that people don't normally go through power racks, but this one has other features that allow it to, as far as I'm concerned, be superior to a tubing rack. A tubing rack only allows the pin to be horizontal because of the perforations front and back in the tube. The pins, the safety pins in this rack, if you need to, can be used as the J hooks. This allows you to squat, bench press, press from the outside of the rack using the pins as support. It also allows you to do an interesting little thing if you have to rehab your shoulder, which is to set the pins at the top of the rack, walk the bar out at lockout, lower the bar through the rehabbing range of motion, and then rack it at the top as you walk it back in. For a range of motion at the bottom of an injured shoulder, this allows you a great deal of flexibility in terms of starting the press into your rehab. The hole density on this, hole spacing on this rack is 2 inches. The holes are very, very close together. Our old racks were at 3 inches. These have been narrowed to 2. This gives you quite a bit more adjustability in terms of the height of the pins. And one of the other features of this rack that involves pin adjustment is the ability to do dips in this rack. You take 2 bars, place them on the pins inside the rack, jam them up against either one of the uprights and do the dips. And you can precisely adjust the height of the dip with these 2-inch spacings to fit your dip pattern, however high you need to jump up off the ground and assume the dip station. Obviously, the rack can be used to bench press out of. And what we always tell everybody is if you're going to bench press, especially by yourself, you need to be set up inside the rack with the safeties set up at the correct height for you. On this rack, we have found that position number 11 or number 12 at the bottom for the pins, the safety pins, and a hook position of 18, 19, somewhere in there, allows you to effectively do a protected bench press by yourself in this rack. Obviously, one of the functions of a power rack is a rack pull. Rack pulls, pin presses, partial squats, anything you can do inside the rack is more easily done in this rack than in any other rack that you'll find because of the big diameter of the safety pins. These are 1 1/4 inch cold rolled. They will not bend. You can drop 800 pounds. I don't advise you to do that, but you could drop 800 pounds on these pins and they will not bend. Another handy trick that you can use this rack for is an old exercise technique called the isotonic isometric. You load the bar from a position to start, and then you push the loaded bar up into a position that is blocked at the top by the other set of pins, and hold it for a count of 3. This is an old exercise technique that was advocated by Bill Starr, the guys at York Barbell, and it might be something you want to try in your own training. And there's the good old-fashioned chin-up. This rack is designed to chin off of. The top bar in this rack is 1 1/4 inches, just like the pins, and our experience has shown that 1 1/4 inches is the best diameter to grab for doing chins. This metal is nice and smooth. It won't tear your hands up, and you can do chins on this thing just as effectively as you can with any other type of equipment in the gym. This rack, a barbell, plates, and all the other, and the bench equipment that comprise the starting strength line of equipment has been designed to take you all the way through your training history, from novice to advanced. Every exercise you need to do can be done with this rack, a barbell, and a flat bench. This is the starting strength rack. It's a C-channel rack. It's manufactured under our trademark by Texas Strength Systems, best quality manufacturer of exercise equipment in the country. Comes out of San Antonio. This can ship on a pallet to you. And if you are in the market for something to build a gym around, build your home gym around, or to add to your commercial gym, give this a look. I think you'll find that this becomes the most important piece of equipment in your barbell training arsenal.